Hey everybody, what is going on? It's me, Jen, and I'm here with part 2 of my video of learning Adobe Animate. I learned 2 things this week, so I thought I'd share them with you. Like I said, this is a video where you're basically learning from a noob. I'm learning something and then I'm teaching it to you guys, so I hope you guys are enjoying this. So the first thing that I learned is kind of silly. It's not really a big deal thing at all, but it's just something that I observed. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But if you say if you draw a shape, I'm just trying to think of, like, say if you draw a heart, okay? But like, say you didn't close it perfectly. You wouldn't be able to fill that in. If you tried to fill that in with the filler tool, it wouldn't work. But what I did learn is if you take your paintbrush tool and you just draw like this, and you kind of, I'm not doing a very good job of it, but let's just pretend I did because I'm just doing this to save time. But if you do that and you fill in that way, then you could take the fill tool like this and that. So it's a way to kind of color things in if you don't want them filled in properly. I'm an artist who likes a different type of style of brush. Oops, sorry. There we go. I like this deal. So sometimes I'll draw something like, say, a star shape, for example. And this star shape is going to have, you know, maybe not the most perfect, because I like these kind of lines. This is like my jam. Say if I'm drawing like somebody's hair, for example. That kind of looks like Snake from The Simpsons. But it might not completely fill in properly if I try to go and have this be colored in. Oh, that actually worked. But this star wouldn't work. So this is good for that kind of stuff. So you just go in here and you just do your little thing. And there's another thing that I can show you guys. See how, oh wait, it's already doing it. There you go. Why is that not working? I always think I'm trying to teach you guys how to learn something, like I have an idea. I'm going to go down here. See, this is over here, a couple of different ways that you can choose. You can either paint behind something, you can fill something. I'm going to try to do a paint fill and see how that works. But there are different ways that you can manipulate how the painting works. I haven't really figured them all out yet, but this one looks pretty good. It's filling in that space. There's a little bit of an outline, but we're going to let that go. But see that you don't have to count the middle. You don't have to fill in the middle. You can just take your little fill tool and there you go. So that is the first thing that I learned. It's pretty simple and basic, but I think that would definitely save me a lot of time. Another thing that I've learned, I don't know if I illustrated this in the last video, is if you want to erase things, because this eraser, I have not figured out how to use it yet, but it's like that tiny and I cannot figure out how to make it bigger. So I would be here for like 9 years trying to erase something. I will eventually figure out how to use it, but I've just been doing more important things. So you just take your little thing and drag, and you just make sure that everything is connected or selected, and then you just backspace it or delete it, and then it's all gone. So the next thing that I want to teach you guys how to do is make blinking eyes, because in animation, one of the things that you want to do to make a character look more realistic is every so often have them blink their eyes or shut their eyes. So I'm going to just draw a very basic eye real quick. So we're going to go into our circle tool, and we're going, actually, you know what, let's do this. Let's do this way. We're just going to make this white, and we're going to go into our circle tool, and we're going to draw the eye. Now it's in this weird line shape because I selected that, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. Who cares? Then we're going to go into, let's do blue eyes. I never really make blue eyes that often. We'll do blue eyes. That is a very intense blue. And then we're going to make the pupil black. So this is our little eye. And then just for fun, just for funsies, just because, we'll do a little highlight. This is our little, I always like to make 2 of them because, I don't know, I think I like when there's 2 highlights, not just one. I feel like it makes it look a little bit more realistic. So this is our eye. This eye is going to be on label or layer 1. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to have to make a lid that's going to close over this eye, right? So you want to go here and you want to select new layer. So then you want to try to get into doing keyframes. I taught you guys a little bit about this last time. You want to drag out to the keyframe where you want this to start. We're just going to start it here because why the heck not? And then we're going to select F6. Once we select F6, we know that this frame is slated to start working. We're going to make sure that we're on layer 2. It's very important to be on layer 2 when you do this. And then we're going to go into, I'm going to make sure that this is a fleshy tone because it would just be weird if it wasn't. And then we're going to go into, you can do the pen tool or you can do the line tool. I've been using the pen tool for this. It's completely up to you, but that's just how I roll. So you want to make sure you're on layer 2 and you want to start with the eyelash or the eyelid here. I could go crazy and do all sorts of lashes and stuff. To be honest, artistically, I'm not up for that yet. I'm still learning, so we're just going to do basic. So you want to do that, and then you want to go in here and you want to go to the paintbrush tool, and that's where you're going to pick up your color. So we're just going to do this, and we're just going to make a little shape like this. Hopefully this will do what I want it to and go behind the line. Let's see if it does. Yes, it did. Yes! I'm cooking with gas, you guys. I almost feel like I know what I'm talking about. We're going to fill it in. Oops, that did not work the way I wanted it to. That is really bad if you have flesh-colored eyes. Let's try to do it up here. Yes! Yes, queen. Okay. So, we have this here. We're doing good. We're on fire. This is the beginning of our eyelid, right? Okay, here we go. So the next thing you want to do is go a little further down in the timeline. We're not going to go too far because the further you go, the more janky it looks. So if you want it to look more smooth, you just go a little bit out. And then once we're out a little bit more, we're going to hit the F5 again. That's like our little marker that lets us know. I'm sorry, it's not F5, you guys. I apologize. It's F6. If you're hearing weird sounds, it's my chair and my desk. I am on a crickety thing. So that's okay. So then once we get there and we're in this spot, then we want to go and make sure we're on layer 2 again, because it's got to be layer 2. That's just the way it works. And we're going to go back to our brush tool and we're going to get another line. And we're just going to go a little bit down, just a little bit. And then we're going to come back into here. And it's a labor of love, you guys. This is what animation is. It's a labor of love. That's one of the hard things about animation, is that you got to just keep working with it. I'm sure there's other ways to do this, but we're just going to color this in and see how it goes. Hopefully, okay. I'm trying to get rid of this thing. I don't know what, okay. So sometimes this thing stays. What I tend to do when it does stay is I tend to try to grab it and just delete it. Delete. We don't need that anymore. So we can clean up this. Make sure you're still on layer 2. Get your eraser out. And just, I don't know why it's erasing both. It should only be erasing one, because it's on, they're on 2 separate layers. See, I act like I know what I'm doing, and clearly I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's try to erase this or back step it. I've been practicing this for a while too, you guys. So we're gonna try to grab, we went back a little too far. We're gonna delete that line because we don't need it anymore. Then we're gonna try to see if we can delete. Well, that's not gonna work. Okay. We're gonna go into, we're gonna select, because we need to just delete that blue part. We're gonna try to right click and select and see if we find something that says break apart. Break apart, break apart, break apart. Let's see if we find it. If you guys find it before me, then you're in business. Transform, arrange. No, it's not here. Okay, convert to symbol. We don't want that. Okay. We're going to try to see if we can grab this and pull it up here. Okay, there, that works. Yes, yes, okay. Here we go. I knew we'd figure it out between the two of us. We're learning together, people. Okay, so that is the first eye, or the second eye. Then we're going to go a little bit further down the line, and we're going to go to here. Actually, we're going to go to here. I like this one better. And then we're going to click F6 again. It's a tedious process, my friends. Tedious process. But it's worth it because in the end it's going to look amazing. Okay, so then we're going to go down here again and we're going to do, make sure we're on layer 2. Keep checking yourself because you will screw yourself up if you don't. We're going to just go down a little bit more. And there we go. That's our eye. And we're going to get our fleshy tones and we're going to just go along the boulevard. I'm going to try to do that. There we go. Looking good, looking good. We're going to try to fill that in because we don't need to color. There we go. Okay, good. We're doing good. We're going to go and select this baby. I'm going to get rid of him because he's not important anymore. Okay, see what we're doing here? We're going to collect. It's just a repetitive process. Okay, so you just got to keep doing the same thing over and over again and eventually it gets there. So then we're going to go down the road, and these steps are all so important. You can't, like, if you screw one of these steps up, it's gonna throw the whole thing out of whack. That's why animation is not an easy game, my friend. It is not an easy game. Why am I having trouble? Okay. F6. Hopefully you guys can learn by repetition. I know that's how I learn sometimes, by doing something like a million times. And I know that I'm sure down the road when I learn more, there's probably going to be like a hell of a lot easier way to blink an eye. But like this is what we're working with now, so we're just going to work with it. So then we're going to do this, and this is, by the way, this is called tweening. This style of animation is called tweening, just in case you were curious. Make sure we're on level 2. Go down a little bit more with this eye. Then we're gonna, do the same thing. I probably won't make the eye blink all the way because it's just gonna be, we're gonna be here for like 10 years. So just do that. Try to let it go behind. Yes, yes, yes. Color in a little bit more. Just make it look perfect. Okay. Just do this. Just keep working with it and playing with it. We like it. We like the way it's going. Go back over here. We want to get rid of this line because we don't need him anymore. You're out of here, buddy. You are out of here. You're fired. Make sure that this is all colored in the way you need it to be. Keep checking your work. Okay, so we're almost done, guys. There's only like half an eye left. So we're doing good. We're cooking with gas. Okay, so next you want to go out here a little bit more. I'm going like 2 or 3 out. I'm trying to do like not too much because it can get a little crazy. And we're gonna go F6. You guys shout them out if you know them. Shout them out if you know them. We're gonna go and pick up our marker. We're gonna make sure we're on level 2. We're gonna draw the eye like this. Maybe we'll just go down half the eye, you guys, because it's a little much to do this whole thing. We're just gonna do this. Okay, so then we're gonna go back into our paintbrush and then we're going to color in. And you guys, if you guys have better hands or better eyes than I do, then maybe you can do this a lot easier. I have vision problems, so I'm kind of working with what I got. Oops, if that is too much, we selected too much. We just want that one line. And you're out of here, buddy. You are out of here. And we're gonna take our little paintbrush thingy, paint bucket. Oops, we didn't want to do that. So let's go back. Go back, go back. Let's try to fill that in. There we go. And then we're gonna just move this with this tool. We're just gonna move this up a little bit the way we need to, or move it down if we wish. Manipulate it so it looks good. Move this up. Move this, oops, move this part up. There we go. Keep playing with it. Keep working it. Looks pretty decent. I'm not mad about it. For our first, okay, we wanna click here and move that up a little bit. Okay, there we go. We're looking good. Okay, so we're almost like a little more than halfway down the eye. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna test it and see how it looks, because it's good to test yourself. There is a way to test it, to test your animation, by using the greater than and less than signs to scroll through. I only know them as greater than or less than. I don't know them anything else, but That's a good way to do it. See how look that eye is getting droopy. So if you don't want to do the greater or less than, another thing you can do is just press the play button and it will play through eventually. Like I said, press the play button. There we go. That went by pretty quickly, but there you go. And that is how to blink an eye. And then to make the eye, because now that's the eye going down, to make the eye go back up, then you can manipulate this. You should be able to just bring this up a little bit. So let's do this the way we need to. Let's go out a little bit. I'm gonna F6 this. F6, F6. Okay. Then we're going to make sure we're on layer 2. We're gonna bring this up a little bit. Oops, not like that. We just want to bring up the line. Just gonna bring up the line a little bit. Just manipulate it as you need to. You can also erase it, I think, and then we're gonna bring. Now we're gonna bring that up. This is a little bit easier to do. Why is it not? I'm having some trouble. Okay. Well, I guess you can just bring it up like that and then color in what you need to. So, where's my thing? Like I said, guys, this isn't like perfect. This is just basic stuff. We're gonna color that in, let that go behind. And then we're going to test and see what it looks like. This eye is going to go down and then go a little bit up. Down and up. Down and up. Okay. So I could go on and on and on, but I think you guys have the idea, and I think that you guys can play with this. Yeah, so this is what I learned this week. I learned those 2 things. I will see you guys next week with a new video, and who knows what we'll learn. Hopefully something more interesting. But for now, that is how to do what's called tweening, and tweening is basically frame-by-frame animation where you're literally drawing and adjusting the picture as time goes by. Make sure you check your layers. Make sure you remember to mark the new keyframes, because if you don't, it's going to become a mess. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for being with me on this journey while I'm learning. We're learning together. If you guys have any great tips or anything to add, please comment below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up so I know that you guys are enjoying this series. And I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.